Hello ARMY, welcome back to BTS K-pop Vibes, your #1 source for the latest BTS updates, viral moments, and breaking stories straight from Seoul. If you love staying ahead on everything about the boys, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's dive into today's story. What if one moment could have changed everything for Jungkook? There was a time when tension was rising, rumors were spreading fast, and it looked like Jungkook might have to face the consequences alone. Fans were holding their breath, wondering what would happen next. But then, something unexpected happened, right when things seemed to be getting worse. Taehyung did something that no one saw coming. Instead of staying silent like many expected, Taehyung stepped forward, and that single moment changed the entire situation. Armies around the world couldn't stop talking about it. Was it loyalty? Was it friendship? Or was it proof of the unbreakable bond between them? Because what Taehyung did for Jungkook that day might be one of the most talked about moments between the two. And once you hear the full story, you'll understand why fans are still emotional about it today. The moment quickly turned into something much bigger than anyone expected. What started as a tense situation surrounding Jungkook slowly grew into a wave of speculation across social media. Fans were trying to piece together every detail they could find. Posts spread rapidly, discussions exploded online, and the atmosphere around the situation felt unusually heavy. For many fans, it felt strange to see Jungkook in that position. Known for his dedication, humility, and constant effort to improve himself, he had built a reputation as someone who rarely caused trouble. That's why the sudden tension surrounding him felt shocking to many people who had followed his journey for years. But while the internet buzzed with theories, something else was happening behind the scenes. Those close to the group understood something important. The bond between the members had always been deeper than what cameras usually captured. Over the years, their friendship had been tested by intense schedules, global fame, and countless challenges that came with being part of one of the world's most recognized groups. And among those bonds, the connection between Taehyung and Jungkook had always been one that fans loved to talk about. From playful teasing during their early training days to emotional moments on stage, their dynamic showed a mixture of brotherhood, respect, and unspoken understanding. Even when they joked around or argued like siblings, fans could always see the genuine care underneath it. So when the situation around Jungkook started becoming more serious, many people wondered how the other members would react. Some expected silence, some expected distance. After all, in the entertainment industry, public situations are often handled very carefully. But Taehyung's response didn't follow the script many people assumed. Instead of stepping back, his presence made something clear. Whether through subtle gestures, shared moments, or simply standing by Jungkook's side, fans began noticing signs that Taehyung wasn't going to let his friend face everything alone. And armies noticed immediately. Screenshots, short clips, and small interactions began circulating online. Fans analyzed every expression, every glance, every moment the two appeared together. What seemed small to outsiders felt incredibly meaningful to the people who had followed their friendship for years. To many fans, it looked like a quiet but powerful message. Taehyung didn't need a dramatic speech. He didn't need a long explanation. Just being there spoke louder than words. For Jungkook, who had spent most of his career growing up under intense public attention, moments like that carried real meaning. The pressure of being constantly watched can be overwhelming, and even the smallest support from someone you trust can make a huge difference. And that was exactly what fans believed they were witnessing. The story quickly transformed from a tense rumor into something else entirely, a reminder of loyalty across fan communities. People started sharing memories of the two throughout the years. Old interviews resurfaced, behind-the-scenes clips were reposted. Fans talked about moments when Taehyung had quietly taken care of Jungkook, or when Jungkook had shown admiration for Taehyung. It reminded everyone that their relationship wasn't something new created for the cameras. It had been built slowly over years of shared experiences, late-night practices, exhausting tours, moments of success, and moments of doubt. Through all of that, they had grown up side by side. Why did this moment resonate so deeply with fans? It wasn't just about one situation, it was about everything that had led up to it. Many armies described it as a moment that showed the real heart of their friendship. Not perfect, not scripted, but genuine. And the more people talked about it, the clearer it became that fans weren't just focused on the drama anymore. Instead, they were celebrating something that had always been at the center of the group, the way the members supported each other when things became difficult. In an industry where misunderstandings can spread in seconds and pressure never really disappears, loyalty can sometimes be the most powerful statement of all. And for many fans watching from around the world, that's exactly what they believe Taehyung showed in that moment. But what made the story even more emotional for ARMY was what happened afterwards. Because the reactions from fans, the subtle responses from Jungkook himself, and the memories that resurfaced would turn this moment into something people would talk about for a long time. As the days passed, the conversation around Jungkook didn't fade the way many people expected. In fact, the attention only seemed to grow stronger. Fans across different platforms continued discussing the situation, analyzing every appearance, every interaction, and every small detail that might reveal how things were unfolding behind the scenes. But what stood out the most wasn't the rumors anymore, it was the quiet moments. Fans began noticing how Taehyung stayed close during public appearances and group moments. Nothing dramatic, nothing loud, just subtle gestures that spoke volumes to people who had followed their friendship for years. Sometimes it was a quick glance during a group conversation, sometimes it was a small smile when Jungkook spoke, other times it was simply standing by, as if reminding everyone that the younger member wasn't alone. To casual viewers, those moments might have looked ordinary, but to ARMY, they carried meaning. Longtime fans knew something important about Taehyung's personality. He had never been someone who rushed to explain himself publicly. Instead, he often showed what he felt through actions rather than words. And that was exactly what people believed they were witnessing. At the same time, Jungkook himself seemed to remain focused on his work. Despite the noise online, he continued showing the same dedication that had defined his career from the beginning. Performances, recordings, and appearances still reflected the same energy that fans admired. But those who watched closely could sense something deeper. There were moments when Jungkook looked especially thoughtful during interviews or live interactions with fans. Not sad, not defeated, just reflective. Almost as if he understood how closely the world was watching every step he took. That kind of pressure can weigh heavily on anyone. Yet the presence of his members, especially Taehyung, seemed to create a quiet sense of stability around him. Fans began revisiting older memories between the two, and the internet quickly filled with clips from earlier years. There were videos from their trainee days where Taehyung jokingly encouraged Jungkook during practice. There were moments on stage where Jungkook instinctively moved toward Taehyung during emotional performances. One clip in particular resurfaced and quickly spread again among fans. In it, Taehyung once described Jungkook not just as a teammate, but as someone he genuinely cared about, like a younger brother. The moment had been simple at the time, but now it carried even more meaning. ARMY shared the clip with captions like, "This is why Taehyung would never stay silent. This bond has always been real." The conversation slowly shifted from concern to appreciation. Instead of focusing on the tension surrounding Jungkook, fans began highlighting the strength of the relationships within the group. They talked about how rare it was to see friendships last so many years in such a demanding industry. 7 individuals who had grown from teenagers into global stars together. 7 people who had faced unimaginable pressure while still trying to protect the bond they shared. Not long after that, a brief interaction between Jungkook and Kim Taehyung became one of the most talked about moments among fans. It was so small that many people almost missed it at first. There were no dramatic gestures, no words that could be quoted in headlines, and no official statement explaining anything. But sometimes the smallest moments are the ones that speak the loudest. It happened during a public appearance where all the members were present. Cameras were everywhere, fans were watching closely, and the atmosphere felt a little more serious than usual because of everything that had been happening online. For most viewers, it looked like a normal group moment. But then, something subtle happened. Jungkook glanced toward Taehyung for just a second, almost as if he was checking something silently. Taehyung noticed immediately. Without saying a word, he responded with a small nod and a soft smile that seemed calm and reassuring. That was it, just a few seconds. Yet fans who caught the moment quickly began sharing it across social media. Clips slowed down, screenshots circled the internet. Armies started discussing what they believed that look meant. To many people watching, it felt like a silent conversation, a moment of reassurance, a quiet message of support, a reminder that no matter what noise existed outside, they still had each other. For fans who had followed their journey for years, that short interaction felt incredibly powerful. It reflected something that had been present since the earliest days of their careers, the ability to communicate without needing to explain anything. Their friendship had grown in an environment where words weren't always necessary. Years of performing together, traveling together, and facing challenges side by side had created a kind of understanding that only a few people could truly share. When you spend that much time growing up with someone, even the smallest glance can carry meaning, and ARMY felt that meaning instantly. Many fans began saying that the moment reminded them why they loved watching the group in the first place. It wasn't only about the performances or the global success, it was about the genuine relationships that had formed along the way. The story of 7 individuals who supported each other through everything. And in that story, the connection between Jungkook and Taehyung had always stood out. As the youngest member, Jungkook had spent much of his life learning and growing under the guidance of the older members. Taehyung, who was only slightly older, often shared a special dynamic with him, sometimes playful, sometimes protective, but always sincere. Over time, fans had seen moments where Taehyung quietly looked out for Jungkook during busy schedules. There were also times when Jungkook showed admiration for Taehyung's creativity, personality, and artistic vision. Those moments had built a narrative of brotherhood that fans deeply appreciated. So when the situation around Jungkook began causing concern, many people wondered how it might affect the group's dynamic. But instead of creating distance, what fans witnessed seemed to strengthen the sense of unity even more. The conversation gradually shifted again. Instead of focusing on rumors or tension, fans began celebrating the loyalty they believed they had just witnessed. Edits, fan videos, and long threads appeared online, highlighting years of friendship between the two. Clips showed them laughing uncontrollably during interviews. Others showed emotional concert moments where they stood together on stage, overwhelmed by the support of millions of fans around the world. Each memory reinforced the same idea. Their connection wasn't temporary. It wasn't created for cameras. It had been built slowly, moment by moment, year after year. And perhaps that's why the recent moment resonated so strongly. Because in an industry where misunderstandings can spread quickly and public pressure never truly disappears, seeing genuine loyalty still matters to people. It reminds fans that behind the global fame and the headlines are real friendships that have survived an incredible journey together. For many armies, the situation that once felt worrying had transformed into something unexpectedly meaningful. a reminder of the trust that existed between the members. But even after all the discussions, edits, and fan reactions, there was still one question that continued circulating among the fandom. What did Jungkook himself truly feel about that moment? Because those who watched him closely noticed something subtle in the days that followed, a small change in his expression whenever Taehyung was nearby. Not dramatic, just a quiet look of appreciation that made fans believe there might be even more to the story than what the world had seen so far. In the days that followed, fans continued paying close attention to every appearance of Jungkook, not because they expected more drama, but because many of them sensed that something meaningful had already happened, something quiet, something personal, something that didn't need to be explained in public. Jungkook had always been someone who carried a lot on his shoulders. From the moment he debuted at a very young age, expectations surrounded him everywhere he went. Millions of people watched him grow, improve, and evolve, both as an artist and as a person. That kind of spotlight can be overwhelming. Yet throughout all those years, one thing had remained consistent: the support system around him. Among that support system, Kim Taehyung had often been one of the most visible figures. Their dynamic wasn't always serious. In fact, many of their most memorable moments came from playful teasing, random jokes, and chaotic laughter during interviews or live broadcasts. But underneath that playful energy, fans had always noticed something deeper. There was trust, the kind of trust that forms when two people spend years sharing the same experiences, the excitement of performing in front of thousands of fans, the exhaustion of endless schedules, and the emotional highs and lows that come with life in the public eye. Because of that history, the moment when Taehyung chose not to stay silent carried weight for many fans. Even though there were no dramatic statements or official explanations, the simple act of being there seemed to send a message that people understood immediately. And Jungkook seemed to notice it too. During one appearance not long afterward, fans pointed out something interesting. While the members were casually interacting, Jungkook briefly looked toward Taehyung again, but this time the expression on his face seemed different. There was a softness to it, not the playful grin fans were used to seeing, not the intense focus he often showed during performances. It looked more like quiet gratitude. The moment lasted only a second before the conversation moved on, but fans quickly picked up on it. Screenshots appeared online, and discussions started again, not about controversy, but about emotion. Many people interpreted the look as a silent thank you. Of course, no one outside the group could truly know what was said to them in private, but for fans who had followed their story for years, it felt like one of those rare glimpses into the real friendships behind the stage lights, and that's what made it powerful. The world of global entertainment moves quickly. Headlines appear, rumors spread, and tension shifts from one story to the next. But the moments that stay in people's hearts are usually the ones that feel genuine. For ARMY, this felt like one of those moments. It reminded them that behind the massive concerts, chart records, and international fame were still the same people who once trained together as teenagers with big dreams, people who had supported each other long before the world started watching. As the days went on, the atmosphere around the situation slowly became calmer. Discussions faded, speculation quieted, and attention returned